Okay, so let's get into the CSS, not the CSS, although we will be using CSS in this lecture, because the ID and class attributes are used with CSS. The reason I taught CSS, the colors, the color properties before this lecture was because it'd be really hard to teach the class and ID attributes without using CSS because they're used really with each other. So let's start some markup here. I'm gonna say hello world. I'm gonna make a p tag with some lorem ipsum and another p tag with also some lorem ipsum. Okay, so I can give, let's look at the class attribute. So I could say class, I'll give this the class of pink. So first, before I do this actually, I want to explain why you would do that. So let's say you had this h1 and this p tag, you wanted them to share styles. So you could just, it'd be really hard to do that. Like if you only wanted these two elements to share styles, you couldn't just say, okay, well, if you want all h1s and all p tags to share styles, you could do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you could do this and you could just put the same styles here and right here. You could do that, but that wouldn't work if you only wanted to target this h1 and this p tag. If you do this, this is going to target all h1s and this is going to target all p tags. There's some other more advanced selectors that you could use to select only the first p tag, but that's a bit more advanced anyways. So let's see how we could do that with classes. This could easily be done with classes. You would give a class to say pink, and you would give this class also pink. So now these are sharing classes. So then you could select classes using the dot and then the name of the class. So instead of selecting an element, you're actually selecting all elements with this class. So I'm going to go ahead and make the background color be hot pink and the color be white. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Alright, so this is what this looks like. It's pretty simple. Okay, let's see what the ID does. So the ID is like the class, except you should only have one element with a certain ID in any specific document. So here we're sharing classes. We're saying pink, and also here it also has the pink. But let's just say you wanted to give the H1 an ID of blue. Okay, you could select that ID with this hash symbol, call it blue, and change the color to blue. Let's see what that looks like. So it changes the color. Okay, cool. Let's see, let's give this a class. Let's give this a class of pink. Let's just see what that looks like. It's going to look exactly like this other paragraph. Okay, let's see what else. We could create another class, so I'm just going to create the styles for the class. I'm going to call it red, and the color will be red. So each element could have more than one class. So I could say I'm going to give that the red class and the pink class. And it's going to actually overwrite, this blue is horrendous. It's going to overwrite whichever in the styles came last. So if you put this up there, it's going to stay white because the styles are saying make everything with red red. So it's like, okay, this has red, so this becomes, so when it sees this code is executed from the top down. So it's going, okay, red, give everything red. Then after that it says, okay, everything that's with pink, make it white. You might notice though that this color, this is happening first. So the H1 tag is being set to blue, but then after that it's being set to white because it has the class pink on it. So let's see here. So this is still staying blue, and the reason why that is because even though this is being executed first and then it's being overwritten by here, it's actually not being overwritten because in CSS there's something known as specificity, which is how specific the selector is. So a class selector isn't as specific as an ID selector. So that's why that's why the H1 isn't being overwritten with the white color but the background is still being applied. So if you put a background color here, let's just say lime, then this also won't apply. It'll just stay background lime and the color will be blue. So you see that? Pretty cool.